Welcome to GOGI'S After Dinner Jam. I'm so glad that you could join us tonight. Happy Veterans Day to the veterans. Hope that yesterday was special to you, that people just honored you all over with free meals, free things. Well, let's say with free meals, hopefully, really free and good, healthy meals. And just bless your socks off because we thank you for your service. And absolutely, you should not be on this call. There's no way in the world that the government should be going after the veterans of all people. So God bless you, and thank you for being here. So welcome to the Jam, everybody. We're moving right on into November, and before you know it, the holiday season. So I'm glad you made it in. Glad you chose this flavor of ice cream. I see the conference calls, there's different flavors, and you chose to be here. I choose you back, and I thank you so much for being here on the Jam. This is GOGI, and I say welcome. All right. So we have a lot of stuff going on tonight, but I'm going to start with this. You heard that song. That song was given to me. God put it on the heart of one of my prayer partners to share with me today, and you just got to believe it. You got to believe, whether you believe in fate or faith, that we did not come this far to be left alone, to be stranded, to be betrayed. If you can't see the signs, the items that are being put in place all across the world to set up the foundation and the very infrastructure for our success, for our freedom, then you need to look twice. You know how they say blink twice? Look twice. Look again. Look again. And every time I look, I see something else happening. I have to admit, I was a bit surprised when Trump made his announcement of de-weaponizing the government and, dismantling the deep state and so forth so early. But you know what? We're going to hear about that later in the show. But the domino effect is real. Folks preparing their exit. And I'm sure they're trying to cover their tracks. Some tracks, you know what, can't be covered. All right? Whistleblowers stepping up more. So it's only just begun. It's only just begun. We're going to hear that next week, okay? All right. Only just begun. And, we have more things to come, guys. I want to just share this message with you. This I saw, someone sent this to me from Facebook. And this guy, I think it was from Facebook somewhere. It was a post, nevertheless. And he was saying what needs to be done. So let's start with that. Let me see the things he said. He said that this is John Flynn. He's always a candidate. I don't know if he ever got voted in, but he's the 2024 U.S. Senate candidate. Targeted individuals need to, 1, file an appearance federally. 2, file a motion for expedited hearing along with an affidavit. And 3, get a chip scan and file a motion to remove the biometric chip. And then he has a video that he has to join him on Twitter or something for the TI community. So he talks a lot to the TI community. So those are the 3 things that he said that we need to do. File an appearance, a federal appearance, a motion for expedited hearing along with an affidavit, and get a chip scan, and then file a motion to get your biometric chip removed. I have always believed that we need to wait till it's all said and done and everything's in our favor before we get on that table once again to get anything done, because we know that the program is still in motion. Okay, let's not forget that as we move about and as we're rejoicing in some ways, we still have to know that the program is still going on. And so let's not get guards down. When do you lose a race? Usually at the end, right? Some people begin to sprint at the end. So sprint into your shielding, sprint into your awareness, sprint into being careful, just, sprint into doing the things that we have done to keep us to this point, because we're almost at the finish line. Let's sprint to the finish. As they say, finish strong. TIs, let's finish strong. All right. So that said, I want to open up with the question, what do you think is the first thing that needs to be done? What are the things we need to do? and Trump. We're going to listen to a few things that the incoming president has said that he's going to do. But what do you think? I want to hear from you guys. So we're going to open up. When we open up, if you have noise in your background, please silence your phone. Mute yourself. If you have something to say it, and mute back again, especially if you're in a noisy place, so that we can all hear each other respectfully. Thank you again, and welcome to GOGI'S After Dinner Jam. I'm so glad you made it in. Let's go. All right. Welcome to the jam, everybody. All right. So, please announce yourself, city and state you're from. What do you think needs to be done right away?
Hi, my name is Kathleen Watterson.
Hi, how are you? What did you say your name was?
Kathleen Watterson.
Hi, Kathleen. Catherine Watterson?
Kathleen Watterson, right. Hi.
Wow.
I'm taken aback. I'm sorry. Okay, welcome to the jam. What's your comment, ma'am?
Well, what happened was, I went to court, and I think everybody needs to go to their local court. And not only for themselves, but for others, right? So who follow. Yeah. I think it's really important because I did that 10 years ago.
Wait a minute. Is this the Kathleen Watterson? I'm so overjoyed that you're on the call. Thank you. And I need you to come on as a speaker, please. Please send me an email. Thank you so much. I give you all the, honor. Go ahead and thank you.
And just so you know, my guy who's doing this to me, he is listening to us right now, and the way I know is because there's a little green light that comes up on my phone. And so if you guys see a little green light, that means they're listening. And I think they have a lot of ways to listen, but that one specifically is what I'm getting.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So you're saying that we should go to court?
I think everybody should go to court. I think you should get a friend if you can. Find as many people as you can in your local area. So when you go to court or say you go to the police or anybody, you have a second person because they don't want to deal. Haven't you noticed? They don't want to deal.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot harder to say no to two people than it is one. So that's what I'm saying. And now it's getting so prevalent, you might not even have to go to court. They might just go stop them.
That's right.
And so, but we all need backup. That's for sure. I've got a friend that that's what we're doing, and it works. And if something happens to you, you have somebody that you can go straight to. Right? You don't have to tell the world. You don't have to. It just helps. It just works.
All right.
So
Thank you.
Have to say.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We encourage TIs to get together when they're going to legislative offices, when they're going to, like you say, the courts, anywhere you're going, to really team up and to live together because we can protect one another. We can protect our house. We can look out for one another in the way that we really need to do it. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining the call. Please send me an email, the Justice Action Meeting at proton.me. The Justice Action Meeting. The Justice Action Meeting at proton.me.
Okay, I will do it.
Thank you.
All right, nice talking to you.
All right, you too, my dear. All right. Next caller, please. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from. What do you think we should be doing right now? Nobody has any thoughts? Quiet night. Another quiet night, huh?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing real well. I made it in there. My name is Ann. I'm from the state of Missouri. Hello. I'm the state contact for the state of Missouri. Apparently, I'm the only one that's for the state of Missouri, but I'm willing to help other states.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in the program it'll be 52 years in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
I have 24/7 V2K. Oh, yes, ma'am. One thing that's really helped me that I think would be beneficial to all of us, and then we can take it from there, is to make you some TI friends. When during your program could I give my contact information?
Well, we don't usually give contact information on the program. I kind of protect everybody, but if you want to send me an email, and if I will get your information, and if anybody else sends an email to the Justice Action Meeting at proton.me, I will connect you with them. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
And especially if you live in the state of Missouri, contact Ann, or the neighboring states, contact Ann. And if you just want to talk to another TI, contact Ann. Thank you, Ann. Thank you for being here.
Especially in subjects relating to disabilities and low-income stuff. Reach out. There's safety in numbers, guys.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And I also want to say that, I want to give a shout-out to the New York group. Somebody has noise, thank you. A shout-out to the New York group, because the New York group has been going to meetings together, city council meetings, and there's one full meeting coming up on the 21st. So they are visiting together, making statements. You get yourself on that agenda and make comments, make statements about what's really happening. And remember to discuss the things that people publicly that is popular in the news, like the watch list, like what's this other thing, Havana syndrome. Talk about things that are popular. If you talk about the other stuff, or if you get too personal into your own issue, then you're going to lose your audience. All right, next caller, please. Go ahead.
God bless you.
Josh from Arizona.
Okay, we're going to take 20 Samia, and then gentlemen, sir, with a bass in your voice. Hold 1 second. Go ahead, 20. Go ahead.
God bless you, 20.
God bless you.
I will tell you the first thing that we all should be doing is having God in the equation, the center of it all. We have to be seeking first His kingdom and His righteousness, and then all them things that we have need of, that we want God to do for us, everything that we should be doing, that we need God to help us to do, will be added on to us when we put our faith in God and when we are seeking first His kingdom. Amen.
All right. Amen. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right. Put God first. Thank you for that, Sister Samia. And her calls are Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Visit her. Check out her information on tievents.org. Okay, sir, you are next. Go ahead, please.
Joshua from Glendale, Arizona. I just would like to see maybe more open-mindedness in the TI community about, people's stories that might be considered a little odd or a little unusual, even for a TI. So.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joshua. All right. Let's be kind to one another. Let's consider one another. Let's know that we each have a particular program, and our program may not be with like someone else's. So, we have to be open about it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Next caller, please.
Hey, Gogi, it's Mary.
Hey, Mary. How you doing? Welcome to the Jam. One of our original Jamsters.
I need to start a group down in Delaware, so I need to find some Delawareans.
Okay. Anybody in Delaware, please reach out to send an email to the Justice Action Meeting at proton.me so that Mary can have some company. All right.
Let's get people going down here.
Yeah.
Mary, absolutely. You can always come to North Carolina. This is Lauren, your long-lost friend.
Hey, Lauren, how's it going?
Hey, sweetie. I'm still here for you, Mary. Huh?
My very first friend.
Okay, very first friend of the community. All right.
I'm here for you always. Yeah. My number is the same. Give me a call.
All right. Next caller, please. Welcome to the Jam.
Yes, hi.
Anybody?
This is Robin. I'm in Austin, Texas.
Hi, Robin. Hi.
Hey, I'm fairly new to the group. I introduced myself on the chat, and got some information there. And I've been listening recently to some of the calls, and it's been very helpful in reading up on it. So it's been about 8.5 years, and so I didn't know what was happening. And so in 2017, I read on there to do FOIA requests. I did them to every agency, asking for obviously any information. I did receive a letter back from an appeal saying it was classified. Anyway, so I have definitely Havana symptoms, and it says in there something I read. I think it was from Ben, the doctor. I can't remember his name, Ben. But it was make sure in the letter to say cease and desist. I did that. This was like in 2017. I thought I was the only one, and as the symptoms were getting more and more prevalent, what else would I do? I mean, I don't know what else to do, really, other than I'm a strong faith person.
All right. Hold on one second. Someone who has music in their background. Music in their background. Please.
Might be me.
Yeah, maybe. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it was you, ma'am. So thank you. All right, go ahead. Let me just say this to you. Are you saying that you were diagnosed with Havana syndrome?
No, I mean, I'm so new to this. But I looked at the V2K where it's bright in the middle of the head, all over the head. It just has turned. It's been 8.5 years. It's starting to turn into, and I'm since I'm a woman of faith, praying and receiving healing. I go to my doctor. I mentioned it, finding the website, the TI website. She thought I was probably nuts. But, the head pressure, the migraines, the shaking, the nervous system, now it's like vertigo, like my head swirls when I move. And so, I believe in the power of prayer. I'm pressing in,
Okay, all right. Okay, that's good. Oh, yeah. Very good. So I got it. So the thing is that first of all, there's no 1, 2, 3 quick answer. A lot of people have been dealing with the same thing for years, unfortunately. And there's, we can do this and FOIAs and all that. And we expect they might send something back. We can't confirm or deny. We're documenting. Journal.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
So keep your records because your day report will come. And the good part about it is you're here at this point in time because we're headed into something big and something great. It's called freedom. It's called getting our life back. So thank you. And welcome to the call. Hang in there.
Thank you so much. All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
My pleasure. Next caller, please. If nothing else, we're going to go on into the show.
Can you hear me?
Anybody else? Hi,
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Good. Hi there. I am calling in from Georgia. I'm actually on the computer. I'm listening to you guys, and I can tell you I've been going through this since 1994. And it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But something I discovered has been helpful for me, and I'm diligently working at getting things together. Audacity.com is a software. Now, if you can get a digital recorder, I tell you.
Okay. We don't hear her anymore, but let's check out that software, Audacity.com. Okay, guys, and let me know what it's about. All right, we're going to close down. We're going into the news because we have a show tonight, and we don't want to be up late. I'm going to try to get you guys off at a decent hour. Thank you for joining the Jam. Let's go. All right. Okay, so we have some news tonight. We want to get on with it, and we're so grateful. I'm so grateful that you all are here, and with that, we all are here and making it through because of these. This is history-making time, guys. It's history-making time. All right, so the first bit of news we have tonight is from nobody but Dr. Giordano, and something about Neuro dust. I didn't hear Lady T. Lady T, you with us?
I'm here.
All right. We started to we were gonna bless y'all with that. We sing that song, okay, but we won't sing it on the same night as Mary, Mary. No way in the world. All right. Go ahead, Lady T. Let's hear that clip.
This is why it becomes so important to understand the novelty and viability of neuroscience is being leveraged as weapons. We then have the use of nanoparticulate agents, aerosolizable nanomaterials that can be breathed in and disrupt blood flow and neurological network that can be used as an in-close weapon, or perhaps they can be used as a more broad weapon of disruption and destruction. We also have the capability to utilize nanomaterials to get electrodes into a head and to create a vast array of viable sensors and transmitters. This is DARPA's N-Cubed program, next generation non-invasive neuromodulation, utilizing these techniques and technologies to create vast arrays of implantable electrodes that need not be put into the brain surgically, that are then able to read from the brain and write into the brain remotely in real time. And there is a rapid pace. Prizes are big economically in terms of power as well. But there are risks and hazards. Yeah, there are conventions that are out there, but the question that arises, are these conventions not just necessary, but are they sufficient? These international signatory treaties have suggested that no, they're not. They're really not keeping their finger on the pulse of the rapid development of brain sciences, not only within the United States and its allied nations, but internationally. And sometimes in programs that utilize commercial failing to be able to then hide behind in terms of what's being made available to make their military intelligence personnel better, to develop a whole arsenal of weapons, kinetically and non-kinetically, that can then decrement the performance of competitors and adversaries.
Okay. So he's talking about, again, the brain and neuro dust and how they're advancing with this technology, and they are called weapons, that they are able to remotely attack the brain. All right. I just want to give you a little teaser of that. Always follow Dr. Giordano. He keeps us up to date with what's going on with the advances in the brain. All right, so now another person that really keeps us up to date, Candace Owens, she interviewed the CIA whistleblower. All right, so we're just going to take a short clip of that, and then I want to share what the air marshals are talking about right now. All right, let's hear from Candace Owens, please.
And in walks the division chief of this cover protection division.
Who told you drop it?
The division that told me to drop it or else. And they have a seat at the end of the table, sir. And this is GS-15 CIA official, and way above my head. He sat down at the end of the table. He didn't know why he was there. He was kind of nervous. And they said, consider this an official rebuke by the Department of State to the CIA for putting the lives of their covert agents at risk for over 10 years and then covering it up. Consider this an official rebuke. And this report is going to go to the entire intelligence community, and they're all going to see what you've done. Well, blood just drained from his face. He got ashen white and froze and was shocked. It was like, uh-oh, we're busted. And they said, you can go now. So he gets up and he walks out, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, that's the end of me. That's the end of my career. And I remember going back to the CIA headquarters, walking through the main hallway, and it was figuratively speaking, it was like I had a laser dot in my back. I knew they were coming for me. And eventually they wound up assigning me to a secret base where they did all of the dirty deeds and buried a bunch of stuff and put me in a house that they knew was badly contaminated. The people in it before were very ill. And ordered me and my family house. And we all got terribly sick. My son's immune system was destroyed. the immunologist said it looked like I'd been exposed to a burst of radiation. My wife was bedridden, bruising all over her body, bleeding from her guns. She was in dementia, lost her short-term memory. The CI was ordered me to tell anybody about it. They wouldn't allow any medical tests, any environmental tests. Told me to keep it quiet. They wouldn't let me contact my supervisor back in Washington. And anyway, so it was bad. House, drive 2 seconds. I was there. So we were out of the house, and I put tape seals on all the doors and windows, and a little Radio Shack voice-activated tape recorder. You know how technically advanced. I put it up in the silverware container, and then a little safety zone motion-activated siren while we were gone. And we get back, we go into the house, all 5 tape seals are broken. I turn on the tape recorder, and you can hear the door opening with a master key. Some rustling around, you can hear the alarm go off and then shut off immediately. They knew how to shut that thing off, and you had to kind of know what to do. And at that point, I filed a personal injury suit against the CI because they were covering this thing up. But we went back into where it looked like most of the toxins were coming in. They were coming in from below and above. And there were big paintbrushes of invisible chemical the CIA had broken in and painted on the ceiling. They didn't know that I was using a black light, because that's how you can find a lot of toxins with black light. And I remember Clinton, and a courageous attorney, were standing there, and I hit it with a black light, and he goes, "This is like 3 days of the condor." I'm like, every time I think they're not going to do something, they do. Anyway, that led to becoming a whistleblower, and then seeing what the CIA will do to whistleblowers and the perfected system. That's why you never hear about CIA whistleblowers. They have a perfected system of career destruction.
Did you hear that? A perfected system of career destruction. Okay, so he's a whistleblower, the CIA. In real time, he's there at work, and they did this to his family. The child with immune disease, affecting him, somebody bleeding from the gums, breaking and entering, putting toxins on. That black light is important, or UV light, whatever you can use to see. You'll see where they have been in and the things that they do. Unbelievable. So this kind of information, guys, is the kind of information that holds up in court, because it's the CIA representative saying what happened to him. It makes it not fantastical. How can it be fantastical if this whistleblower is saying this is what happened to him? They threatened him. They said about his health they wouldn't give him health care and so forth. They threatened him to keep his mouth shut, and he blew his whistle. So I'm really proud of this guy, and Candace had him on her show. All right, so that's what was happening. I mean, they impacted his entire family, and one of them, he said, I don't know if he said the son or the wife, a burst of radiation. I mean, just unbelievable. It's the same things that they're doing to targeted individuals. All right, so Candace Owens had him on. All right, so let's move to the next one. I just wanted to mention what the air marshals, what they're talking about. So the air marshals, of course, have been upset since they've been given the peanut butter and jelly to at the border, and these trained marksmen who are supposed to keep our air safe from all the things that were going on back in the day when they really did hijack planes are now not in the air as much. They're following around J6ers, following around us, following, just regular people around who are not terrorists and who have not committed crimes. So, all right, but they're talking now about this. So this is from the Air Marshal National Council. And at the end, they give you, they want you to contact them. And I believe they want air marshals to contact them, but why shouldn't we? Okay, so the breaking news is, in the coming days, the AMNC, that's the Air Marshal National Council, will be blowing the whistle on how TSA and FAMs, Federal Air Marshals, have initiated armed government surveillance on high-level conservative politicians. What we have will horrify and sicken you as Americans. You won't believe it, and we can 100% prove it. The weaponization of our government must stop, and it will when you see this. Okay? And that's from the Air Marshal National Council. And they're going to talk about it. But the thing about it is, okay, let's see who they said they're surveilling. High-level conservative politicians. Okay? I want them to talk about the everyday Americans. But okay. So then it says weaponization of an agency. TSA's weapon of choice, armed surveillance and harassment. Hundreds of conservative Americans who attended Trump rally in 2021 targeted by TSA for air marshal surveillance. Tulsi Gabbard placed on a TSA domestic terrorist list for speaking out against the Biden administration. A conservative wife of an air marshal, we covered this, labeled as a domestic terrorist for attending a Trump rally. A conservative journalist, I believe her name is Bree or something, labeled a domestic terrorist for, among other things, talking about J6 on Fox News. None of them would have known unless we blew the whistle. So they're saying to contact us, the Air Marshal National Council. It's in Orlando, Florida. Phone number 800-864-6122. 800-864-6122. And the email ID is info@airmarshal with one L. Well, let me see. info@airmarshalnc.com. Okay. Yeah, airmarshalnc.com. All right. So I just wanted to mention that. So the air marshals are speaking up. And then we've been following Ryan from CIS. And Ryan, went into an interview. He had been calling the FBI, calling them. So they finally called him in, and he taped the interview. I mean, daggone it, how did you get that in there? I mean, I heard this guy from the whistleblower from the CIA say that he put a tape up there. He said how he guarded it. He put something around it, and it's, I think, silverware, he said. But it was also those old-fashioned Radio Shack tape recorders. Right now, they have all this infrared stuff and LED stuff, and so it's easier for people to spot. And they usually don't come in when you have it on because they don't want it to be connected to anything. And that's why that FISA Section 702 is so important, and that's why stopping it is so important, because if we stop it, they can't follow us and watch every single thing we do, so they'll be so darn prepared, against us. So, but Ryan was able to get it in, and we've been listening to a little bit at a time of his interview. So we're going to listen to a little more. And then, Constance, I hope you're ready because you're up next. All right, go ahead, please.
I can tell you, on the first couple pages, you're going to see a victim was there, about 250 verified. I mean, you probably refer to them as TIs or gang stalking victims. We have about 1,000 in our pipeline. So they're all over the country, and they're complaining about the same thing. May I do this with you? Really garbage. Thank you. So the little-known technologies that are being used, and I'm sure you're aware of, is like V2K, probably the turn-off word for most of your intake is out of R&M. But the R&M that they're complaining about is actually a weaponized version, closer to a voice of God weapon was used in Iraq. Literally, they're getting an acoustic paradigm, or it's called cochlear mechanics. Behind their third ears, he basically used the equivalent of 2 IR lasers, essentially to acoustically, they start hearing voices. Not only that, a lot of these victims they feel they're having the same hallucinations. So most of these folks, of course, they have nowhere to turn. So they turn to folks like us because we understand those technologies. Not the NSA version, the surveillance version. Most people don't know beyond things like being non-ionizing radiation, infused into your head, hair loss, tinnitus, phosphines, like, we see stars sometimes, have body cramps and stuff like that. These folks literally they're tortured mentally, physically, and emotionally. So most of them we sent to psychiatrists first and foremost, but the problem is with these technologies and the way that they were developed, they were weapons. So we know certain technologies like TMS use an magnetic field, for which can not only cause convulsions but also change the mood and behavior of the target. Now that's close up, right? So that was back in 1986. The first, I want to show you a U.S. patent list we put together, if you don't mind.
So I apologize if I interrupt you, but I might interject every now and then.
Sure, no, please. Honestly, we can't really get answers. We have all these victims.
And it's helpful for us to understand if I can maybe parse it out with you, because that was good background knowledge. But in terms of some of the stuff you were saying, I just want to go back and make sure we're kind of on the same page. So when you were talking about you said us. Are you working with someone on this?
I work with a physicist, 2 doctors, and an environmental investigator from California, formerly FDA.
Okay. So are you guys a team, a business? What?
We're a nonprofit.
A nonprofit.
So essentially what we do, we dedicate our time. I have a small business on the side, and just honestly, that's what we do. I mean, we're inundated with, victims that can't find help anywhere else.
Okay. Where do you say these other people are from? Are they in Phoenix, correct?
Yeah, two, the physicists and the environmental scientists are from California.
Okay.
Okay, and then 2 of the doctors are in Phoenix.
Can I ask, how you came across this? How did you meet these people? How did you learn about this?
Essentially, I was targeted as well.
Okay.
So.
When was that?
Started 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
And then, of course, the first thing I did is I went to a psychiatrist. Based on their medical training, I'm a software engineer and a small business owner. So I went there. I was assessed. I was, found to be in my right mind, to be sound, and I wanted to know what was happening. So I reached out. There was really no place to go. These TI groups that you find on, let's say, Facebook, Quora, I mean, we're talking literally maybe 250,000 Americans that are getting a heavy dose of what we call the voice of God. And the reason we say that is if you go back to the Iraq War, the same psychological weapon was used to literally bring a battalion of Iraqi troops to their knees. They were induced a fictional spiritual experience. So for those that don't understand the technology, because it is semi-classified, but, HS PD6 says anything that violates constitutional law is no longer classified, right?
All right. So that's the end for today, guys, and we'll continue next week hearing what Ryan says. So listen to the questions that they asked him. So he's really doing great representation dealing with V2K, talking about targeted individuals, and note that he didn't go in there talking about himself. He went in there talking about all targeted individuals. She, the female FBI agent, asked, well, how did you come about these people? And the male asked, who, when you say we are investigating or we are checking, who are you talking about? So they asked pointed questions, and they're trying to get specific information, and he's sharing what he wants to share. And he's also dealing with the mental health component, making sure that he rules that out. So very informative meeting with them, and I'm so glad he was able to get that to us. So, all right, so that's good. We're going to take a pause. Huh? Who's also there? Ryan?
David Edwards.
David Edwards. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. We'll be with you shortly. Right now we're going to take a break, and we're going to hear from Constance. Constance is she's going to do a dedication to all the veterans, and it's going to be one of Trump's anthems. Constance, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Good to hear you, my dear. Thank you so much. So let's take a break, guys, and hear a musical interlude from Constance. Connie Love, we call her. Connie Love. Go ahead.
Okay, let me get this. Sorry. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I should have just done it there.
Okay.
Give me a
While
second.
you do that, I'm going to ask everybody. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. And I thank my lucky stars to be living here today with a land that stands for freedom, and I can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died to give that right to me. So I'm gonna be standing next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, from the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Houston to LA. American citizen should always stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, at least I know I'm free. And I don't forget the man who died to give that right to me. So I'm gonna be standing next to you and defend it still today. Because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. At least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died to give that right to me. So I'm gonna be standing next to you and defending now today. Because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA.
Thank you so much, Constance. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. God bless the USA.
That was
God
beautiful.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Constance. God bless all the veterans. God bless you, Constance. And God bless the incoming president, because he's got a lot of work to do. Pray for him, guys. Let's keep him covered. We're going to take a minute now and hear the video. I know a lot of people have been passing this around. It's only 3 minutes, guys, so let's hear the steps that he plans to take and think about what it will do for you as a targeted individual. Let's go.
First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. Departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled, so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they allow warrant applications. So many judges, so many applications that they know were wrong. At least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. There are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers, food with the fake news to deliver false narratives and to subvert government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Every federal office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee, so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens, disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, I mean immediately, Washington, to places filled with federal work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies and they want to take jobs. Work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, taking place all the time like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So there you have it. I'm sure you've heard it. It's gone viral and it's all over the news. And he's making very clear what he's doing. And he's actually using a speech prompter. I just love it. I already know it's going to be a new day. All right. It's going to be different. If you if you're not speaking, I know you're not speaking because I'm speaking, please mute yourself so that we can hear the rest of this. And I also want to state that we have a slideshow going on. So if you're on computer, please do check out the slideshow. And if you're not, then it'll be on the YouTube after this. So go to the YouTube, GOGI'S After Dinner Jam, and you can check out the YouTube channel and see the slideshow, which has our announcements, basically. Yeah, thank you, Tranquility. All right. Also, okay, so we're going to continue moving on because we have a great guest speaker, and we're looking forward to what he's going to share with us tonight. I can't wait to see. It's a mystery to me how things like this happen. All right, so I wanted to just share a letter that is in the computer, and this letter is from the House of Representatives, and they wrote on November 7th, how many days after the election was that? 2 days right after the election, they wrote to Christopher Wray. All right, so let's look a little bit about it. It's so funny. They wrote to him right after the election about September of 2023. But, okay, here we go. In September, dear Director Wray, in September 2023, the Federal Bureau of Investigations released Uniform Crime Reporting, the UCR data, purporting to show a 2.1% decrease in violent crime across the country from 2021 to 2022. Last month, however, FBI revised its 2022 data to show that violent crime had actually increased by 4.5% from 2021. We write to request more information about the FBI's after-the-fact revision of data to show that violent crime rose in 2022. The FBI did not publicize its revision of 2022 violent crime data, and the only way to see the change is to download the FBI's updated crime data and compare it to the previous year. The FBI instead disclosed the revision in a footnote. A footnote is like the tiniest little thing to its 2023 UCR, Crime in the Nation survey, which stated the original 2022 numbers had been updated. The update included thousands of murders, rapes, and other violent crimes that were originally omitted from the FBI's crime data. The FBI did not mention this significant data revision in its press release about violent crime data for 2023. The FBI's revision of violent crime data confirms what our oversight has shown. The Biden-Harris crime epidemic continues to escalate, and continues to escalate, and I'll stop right there. So they continue on with the letter, and they are now going after him, but they feel empowered to do so, I believe, because we look at the timing, right? Right after the election, they came out with this. So, it's a sad thing that, corruption prevails because people just don't speak up or won't. But now that they feel empowered, they are speaking out, blowing the whistle, standing up for what's right, standing up for integrity. Things are happening behind the scenes that we don't even see. All right, I can't wait to feel the domino effect of all this. All right, so we're going to look now at the blue lights. The CIA talks about what they say about blue lights. So let's look. I know many PIs complain about the lights and so forth, so let's see what the CIA says about that. Lady T?
Okay, give me 1 second, Gogi.
Okay, so I will mention, do I have another mention?
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was fast. Okay,
I'm
go
ready.
ahead. All right. Mm-hmm.
There's a weapon that the CIA doesn't want you to know exists. If you're exposed to this weapon, it'll change the way your brain works. This is not a conventional weapon of mass destruction, but something far more terrifying. A weapon that targets the human mind itself. This weapon, once deployed, has the power to fundamentally alter the way your brain functions. It's not just about changing your thoughts or emotions. It's about rewiring the very essence of who you are. And it's happening right under our noses every single day. Kurt Plotner, a surgeon who worked with the SS in 1937, had been experimenting with mind control techniques using Mexican peyote. His work caught the attention of CIA operatives who saw the potential for weaponizing altered states of consciousness. This unholy alliance of American paranoia and Nazi pseudoscience gave birth to one of the most unethical and dangerous programs in U.S. history. Initially, MK-Ultra focused on drug-based control, famously experimenting with LSD and other psychoactive substances. But as the program evolved, it began to explore more subtle and pervasive methods of manipulation. This is where the story takes an unexpected turn towards the realm of electromagnetic weapons, specifically focusing on the effects of blue light on the human brain. Specifically, the CIA discovered that blue light could be weaponized to affect human behavior and cognitive function. This wasn't just about mood lighting or sleep cycles. They found that concentrated, pulsed blue light could disrupt neural pathways, alter decision-making processes, and even induce a state of heightened suggestibility. But why blue light? The answer lies in our biology. Our eyes have specialized receptors called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, IPRGCs, that are particularly sensitive to blue light. These cells don't just affect our vision. They're directly connected to parts of the brain that regulate our circadian rhythms, hormone production, and even our emotions. The CIA weaponized this knowledge by manipulating the intensity, frequency, and duration of blue light exposure. They found they could induce a wide range of effects, from subtle mood changes to more dramatic alterations in behavior and cognition. But here's where it gets even more sinister. The CIA didn't just keep this technology for covert operations. They began a long-term plan to normalize the use of blue light in everyday life. Hey, think about it. How many hours a day do you spend staring at the screen light? Your phone. Bathing you in the very same light that the CIA weaponized decades ago. This isn't just about energy efficiency or better picture quality. It's about creating an environment where we're constantly exposed to the type of light that can be used to manipulate our minds. But the story doesn't end there. As technology has advanced, so too have the methods of mind control. Welcome to MK Ultra 2.0, officially known the Brain Health Initiative. This new iteration of MK Ultra isn't about crude experiments with LSD or electroshock therapy. It's a sophisticated, multifaceted approach to controlling the human mind using cutting-edge science and technology. That lies a sinister agenda. Using advanced brain-computer interfaces, nanotechnology, and genetic engineering, they're working to create a new generation of humans, ones that are more compliant, less questioning, and easier to control. But why would they do this? It all comes back to power and control. The same forces that have been manipulating world events for decades, the military-industrial complex, big tech, and shadowy government agencies, are behind this new push for mind control. But the story doesn't end there. The roots of this program go back even further, intertwining with some of the darkest chapters of recent American history. Iran-Contra affair, that wasn't just about illegal arms sales. It was part of a larger operation that ties directly into the evolution of MKUltra, the war on drugs, which many of us grew up believing was about public health and safety, was in fact a cover for a massive money laundering operation. This operation, which began with Castro and Traficante, evolved into the Iran-Contra affair under Ronald Reagan and Oliver North. The funds generated from this illicit trade didn't just line pockets. They funded black ops programs like MKUltra and its successors. This connection between drug trafficking, covert operations, and mind control research isn't just conspiracy theory. It's documented fact. The same networks that moved drugs and weapons also facilitated the movement of research subjects, scientists, and technology necessary for these clandestine experiments. So where does this leave us? In a world where our minds are under constant assault from technologies designed to control and manipulate us, a world where the very devices we rely on for work and entertainment are potentially rewiring our brains, a world where shadowy government agencies and corporations are working hand in hand to create a populace that's easier to control. Knowledge is power. Understanding these tactics, we can begin to protect ourselves, use blue light filters on your devices, be skeptical of health initiatives that seem too good to be true, question the push towards merging our brains with technology. Most importantly, cultivate your ability to think critically, engage with diverse sources of information, challenge your own beliefs and assumptions. The most powerful weapon against mind control is a mind that thinks for itself. There's a weapon that the CIA...
Love it. Thank you. Okay, so those blue lights, that blue light technology, I think he gave, at the end, he gave solutions to use the blue light filter, to think critically, and, even those little things, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, things that make you think, puzzles, crocheting, knitting, things that can keep that brain active and make you think all the time, helps to counter mind control and so forth. And Dr. Baer gave me something when I was asking him about it. He said touch. Sometimes if you're really in, you're submitting and don't know it, it's important to touch. A touch can sometimes break the hold of someone's over you if they're controlling you. So, let's touch each other more. Let's, challenge each other, positively challenge each other, so that we can keep thinking critically. All right. So I want to take a minute now and let's look at, we had another blue light, so I'm going to save that one. I'm going to introduce Sir Dan. Let's talk a little bit about the gang stalking laws. And by people following us around, what laws are they really breaking? And I want to say here in Texas, they passed last August a great law. I think it's House Bill 2715, which talks about that you can't follow someone. So if I see someone more than once, and I certainly can, especially if I can provide evidence of them, I can really stand on that law and have them enforce it, because, they're not supposed to do it. It's not many states have that law, and we really need to get that law out there, because people should not be following us around. So, okay, let's look at what the gang stalkers violate by following us around. Sir Dan, you ready?
Yes. Okay, it's federal and state laws the gang stalking violates are 18 U.S. Code 2381 is treason, 18 U.S. Code 2340 is conspiracy to commit torture, 18 U.S. Code 2382 is misprision of treason. Code 2384 is seditious conspiracy, 2389 is recruiting for service against the United States, 241 is conspiracy to deprive constitutional rights. U.S. Code 242 is deprivation of constitutional rights. 2261A is interstate stalking. 875C is interstate communications. 223A1C is harassing telephone calls. U.S. Code 1961 is Organized Crime Control Act of 1980. And numerous other state and city laws, including stalking laws.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Dan. And we're still lifting up you and your family. Thank you for pushing past your pain to be here. God bless you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so we want to take a look. We have a few more things, but they're very short. And then we're going to introduce our guest speaker. I know everybody's excited to hear him. Like how do you prove V2K? Okay, so let's take a commercial break, and then we'll finish with our things. And the next voice after our few items will be none other than our guest speaker. Go ahead now.
Are you feeling like something strange is happening in your life? You tell others, but nobody believes you? Well, get ready to uncover the truth with Gogi Justice's groundbreaking book, Gogi's 10 Signs Which Indicate You're a Targeted Individual. Gogi Justice, an everyday person just like you, has written a book that exposes the covert illegal activities happening right under our noses. With a writing style that's raw, honest, and relatable, Gogi takes you on a journey through the dark world of targeted individuals. You'll ask yourself if you are experiencing these signs. Learn about infiltration, gang stalking, privacy violations, and even hacked home appliances. Gogi's book is a beacon of hope, providing encouragement, tips, and resources for those who find themselves trapped in this nightmare. It's time to fight back and regain control of your life. So if you're tired of feeling isolated, unheard, and targeted, grab a copy of Gogi's 10 Signs Which Indicate You're a Targeted Individual. Available now on Amazon.com and the Targeted Justice Etsy shop. Don't let them silence you any longer. Take the first step towards understanding, empowerment, and freedom. Get your copy today and join the movement. Gogi Justice's book, A Voice for the Targeted Individuals.
Yeah. All right. Don't forget to get your book. The holiday's coming up. Let people know what you're going through. They might be more receptive now. And also let them try to figure out if they're going through the same thing. All right, so this article it's called FBI Corruption Scandal. The title is Exposed. The FBI runs a covert mercenary business uncovering crimes against humanity, motivating for mass school shootings, human torture, and slavery. And this is by Mina Hafzala. Okay, it says the overruling agency is running a mercenary business based on bribery schemes that include money laundering, human trafficking, forced marriages, and modern covert ways of human torture and slavery. They are shutting everyone's voice and any other authority that intervenes to rectify the issue by motivating for mass shootings, school shootings, particularly threading a personal narrative tied to the case. The below hour-long video, okay, so he has a video about it, provides a comprehensive timeline on the cases of origins and key events occurred in sequence. It also covers crucial information about the CIA's lawful involvement in the case, along with uncovering the FBI and their clients' involvement in bribery schemes and holding them accountable for various crimes. My story exemplifies the corruption within the FBI. The publicized articles and evidence serve as a unique opportunity to expose and end such corruption. And it's called Uncovering FBI Corruption by Mina Hafzala. Okay, so check that out. All right. What else did I want to show you? Okay, so I wanted to mention, again, don't forget, if you're online, check out your screen, and if not, make sure you go to the YouTube. All right? Here we go. There's something else that happened with Ray I wanted to bring up. Where is that? Okay. This way. Here we go. 1 second. Okay. Well, I'm sure you heard. Breaking news, FBI Director Christopher Wray to retire before President Trump's inauguration. Wonder why. Why would he retire? Okay. And there's one other. That might be it. Or maybe I'll save it for next week because I don't see it right here. Okay. So, there's, I think I did that one. All right. So we have one more video, and then I have one more article, and these two lead us to our special guest. So let's hear the video. This is with Elon Musk, AI. Yes, ma'am. Ready.
Ultimate mind control. It is to connect the human brain to artificial intelligence, so artificial intelligence becomes the human mind. So humanity becomes a hive mind in which its perceptions, thus its emotional state, thus the loosh that it produces, is dictated en masse, ultimately from a central point. And to achieve that, you need to create an artificial electromagnetic cloud, as they're calling it, that covers every inch of the planet. Thus, every human being, no matter where they are, can be connected to it. And what is Musk doing? He is through SpaceX, which is actually a Pentagon NASA operation. He's the front man. The pentagram there again? Yeah. So SpaceX is leading the way in putting up. He boasts about it on Twitter X all the time. More rockets have gone up to launch low orbit satellites that are beaming this cloud, 4G, 5G, 6G, 7G to come. The way that we are supposed to be connected to the cloud is through nanotechnology. And I saw an interview with Musk in which he was challenged by the interviewer, which is rare, and he said, why would anyone want to have a piece of the skull taken away for one of your implants to go in? And he said, oh yeah, but you wouldn't necessarily have to do that. You could put it in through the veins. You could put it in through the veins, Elon. Yeah, you mean it like in the post-mortem paralysis, with the self-replicating nanotechnology that was been put via.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Lady T. You're done for the night. That's our last video, our last audio clip for you guys who are listening. And it talks about that you could put it in through the veins, but it talks about voice of God, the voice of God, or V2K. And Jesse Ventura has an article about it as well, where he talks about Robert Duncan, and Robert Duncan talks about voice of God technology. So I'm going to save that to next week, because our next guest, he is the case studies manager for Advocates of Neuro Rights. and he comes out of Sacramento, California, and he's been advocating for our neuro rights. Actually, oh man, we should have played that video. I saw the video with this gentleman representing targeted individuals everywhere, and he went to his council meeting, which we're encouraging everybody to do, to talk about it. So, David, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Welcome. Please.
Hi there.
Did you get was there any feedback after you visited the council meeting?
No, I received no feedback. Prior to that, I actually had emailed the mayor, showed up in person, spoke to him in person. I sent an email after, and there has been no response.
Okay. All right. But, well, keep up the good work. So I think as we move forward, you may get a response. And I saw the comments that you made, and I thought you presented yourself very well and represented the TI community well. So, yes. So when did your targeting start, David?
Maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago.
Okay. All right. And I know that you're with the Advocacy for Neuro Rights. And can you tell us a little bit about the organization and your work with them?
Yes, well, the organization itself, exactly what it says, we advocate for neuro rights. A lot of people aren't even really aware of what that even means. This is something we all need, is legislation to protect our cognitive capacity and our neuro rights. I myself work as a case manager. I interview targeted individuals, and hopefully we can grow a huge profile of bona fide targeted individuals so we can move forward with important things.
Okay. All right. Thank you. When you were younger, David, I like to ask this question because I usually get a particular answer. What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a basketball player. I wasn't talented enough.
Wow. Okay. Very different from what you ended up doing, but here you are. So, okay. So I wanted you told me about an invention, and I'm always looking for things that will help targeted individuals. And so I wanted you to come on and share about not an invention, but something that you found, and it's a small purchase that can do so much. So please share.
Yes, I will. And leading into that, I wanted to say voice of God technology. I know a lot of people are saying it's pseudo, that it's not real. I cannot say this enough. This is an established, very real, current technology that is very old. I've sourced documentation from many different levels, military, private, agency, confirming the existence of this technology. There is documentation upon documentation proving the existence of this technology. It is very, very real. What I do I have a helicopter actually approaching me. I understand the principles and the properties of what's happening, and what you have is frequencies traveling through the air. So what you're trying to do is basically just capture those frequencies and amplify them and try to hear their content. There are multiple technologies involved here. It's not just voice to skull. A lot of people aren't aware that human hearing bottoms at 20 hertz. So below that is infrasound. And you can simply just have subliminal voices that are made out of infrasound frequencies. And you can surround somebody in subliminal physical voices, and they wouldn't even hear it. It speaks into the mind, even when the ears can't hear it. A simple and free method, I heard somebody earlier say Audacity. That's something you can definitely use. I use WavePad. WavePad is free. Then it's $1.99 like after a couple of weeks. Better on a laptop, definitely, but just record a video. Any video, anywhere, no matter what you're using, laptop, phone, makes no difference. And you're going to convert that into an audio file and upload it into WavePad. It's very important that you select auto gain. Auto gain doesn't change what's been captured. It just takes data that the microphone captured and it amplifies it, making it more powerful, raising it. Then you're going to select amplify and max that out to 400%. Just with those 2 steps, you yourself can catch microwave pulse voices. Use the speed and pitch tools as needed to change all sounds. When I say microwave pulse voices, I'm talking about physical voices that are physical sound that's actually around a human being and they can't hear it. I have heard a coin drop of a ping. Load that down, and it's a full sentence of a man speaking that's physically there. You can do this method with anything. Definitely do it with your own speech. Turn your speech around and reverse it. You might hear something you're not supposed to be hearing. That is a method, but I also have a satellite-defined radio kit. It's $40 off Amazon. It's called RTL SDR, version 4. $40 for the kit, and you get an antenna that comes with it. The software is free. It's AirSpy Sharp, but you can download a lot of softwares with this kit. I am pulling frequencies using this system, and I am streaming voices real time. When I say that, my laptop is disabled. It's airplane, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi are turned off. I have full securities enabled. I run full scans all the time. My cameras are turned off. I've disabled the microphones. I put tape just to be sure. And I'm streaming voices that are responding to me. They're saying my name, my full name, saying the things that you would typically hear with voice of skull, which are pretty horrible things. And you can prove you're targeted this way. It's pretty frightening.
David, do you think that it would stand up in court? Or is it reliable like that? Will it happen all the time? And, is it scientifically proven? Can it be scientifically proven? Or
Well, I'm not a computer engineer. I'm just a normal guy, and I like to read. As far as it standing up in court, I don't see why it wouldn't.
Okay.
But a more professional opinion may be needed.
Okay. All right. But it's something to start with, something that somebody can find out, can hear, can prove that they're hearing things. It might be something to show your family members that, is going to show them that something is really going on with you. I'm just thinking
that is correct. No,
Okay.
you're correct. I offer this to other targeted individuals who aren't doing this, and their families don't believe them. Like, you can FaceTime me, and I can show them this.
So you're able to, you have the equipment, and so you do it, and you can hear. And do you have V2K?
I do. I have men and women who speak to me. I can hear them inside my head. I also have physical pulse voices speaking to me. And I've actually done serious testing with what I've just explained. So I know other targeted individuals who are using this exact setup and this exact software. I have met with another targeted individual, and we recorded a video. And I know it sounds crazy to say to people who aren't aware, but, to your audience, there is a subvocal recognition is happening with my system. What that means is when I say something in my head, silently, you can't hear it, it's in my head, I hear it repeated from my laptop. A microwave pulse voice, artificial intelligence, will repeat what I'm saying in my head. I met with another targeted individual on camera. He has the same setup on his computer, so we used his. We wrote down words on paper, on video, silently and quietly. We didn't read them out loud, and then we exchanged the paper on camera, and we each quietly and silently read what was on paper. And then every time we read it, as we read it, something would repeat it from his computer system, from the software, and then we would show the word on camera. And we did that through the whole list.
Interesting.
So it's very real. The fact that I can even do that is just, I can't even believe that I'm even saying that I can do this stuff. It's very real, and other people can do it also. But it does provide a way for people to prove that that's happening to them.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you. So is there anything else that you wanted to discuss? Like, do you have any initiatives with advocates for neural rights? Are you all doing a petition or anything?
I have signed plenty of petitions. What's good about this advocacy for rights is we are amassing a database of victims who actually have supportive documentation behind them. So it's more than just a petition. It's that, but we have people who actually have stuff behind it. So we're all targeted. If there's one thing I could say to your audience and anybody listening, no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. No matter what nightmare you're living, you are not alone. And no matter how bad it gets, you are not alone. Suicide is absolutely not the answer. Keep your head up and just survive and make it through the day and find anything at all to even be positive with yourself. If you have to get out and go for a walk, go to the bike trail, just go sit at a store somewhere, make it through the day, and just know you're not alone. We're all living our own nightmares with this.
Thank you. That is so very important, especially now, because when do people lose the race at the end? We just got to make it over that finish line, guys. Help is on the way, so we just want to make it in. Okay, so thank you so much for that, David. We're going to open up the Q&A. I just have one or two more announcements that I'll make, and then we'll have we'll open for Q&A. Now, I saw something going around, and David, you may know about this as well, and it was from Romola D, and I don't like to spread rumors. So I'm going to do it in the factual way. The fact is, so it said that people cannot find. Let me read it exactly how I have it. Okay, 1 second. So let me read it. It says, 1 minute here, so I can say factually. It says, I also read this somewhere else. It says, as of November 11, 2024, there is no publicly available information confirming the death of Dr. Robert Duncan, the former DARPA and CIA scientist known for his disclosures on directed energy weapons and neurotechnology. No official death certificate, obituary, or credible reports have been published regarding his passing. This absence of information has led some, including journalist Romola D., to question the veracity of claims about his death, suggesting it might be a tactic to obscure his work or silence his voice. I'm not sure, but I think it would behoove us to find something like an obituary or some proof of his death. So that I just wanted to share with you guys, because I know I share whatever I come across that seems credible or has some kind of factual base. The fact could be that the information is not available, not that it's not true. It's the fact is that there may not be any information available. So let's test that fact. If we can find anything, I'd be so grateful. Homework assignment is to continue to stay out there. If you want to write the air marshal, I did give the phone number and the email address. You can certainly reach out to them and let them know that you also are being followed, not sure by air marshals, but you're being followed around and so forth, and that being illegally surveilled and so forth. So that would be really something good to do. And we're also doing a nomination. I want to take this time to introduce Liliana. Liliana, we have a special nomination tonight. And then we're going to open up the Q&A. If you have questions, you can get in line and get in queue. But, Liliana, we have a special nomination, and if you would please present that, I'd be ever so grateful.
Yes. I'll read it to you. I want to tell our group of victims that I was able to nominate Anna on Sunday, the 10th, when I saw Anna's request that we nominate her as for Deputy Attorney General in the nominations that
the group of Robert Kennedy Jr., Make America Healthy Again, was asking people to nominate about, I think it was 4,000, if I'm not mistaken, or actually, no, 2,000 people who would join the administration by performing certain tasks or in certain positions. So when Anna asked on Sunday that if we could nominate her, I did soon after, and the nomination that I sent to the nominees of Make America Health Again was accepted on Sunday, the 10th. And I received then a message from them about the fact that the nomination had been accepted. Now, I nominated her as Ana Toledo Davila, which is her full name that we became aware of when she was presenting the legal aspects of our lawsuit. So under that name, Ana Toledo Davila, then I sent a copy of that to Anna, to Gogi, and several members of the community, so that they could begin voting for her. And then I think it was yesterday, there was an attempt. I think Anna was asking for the votes from the community, and she had that nomination as Ana Luisa Toledo. So then when I saw that, I think today, I checked to see if my nomination and this other one were sent together. And apparently they were, but my nomination has now 18 votes, and Ana Luisa Toledo has 13. So I think we need to consolidate them so that people are not voting separately, and then the votes will get diluted that way. So I'll contact Anna then to let her know that probably, I guess, if my nomination was the first one received by Make America Healthy Again, then I think we have more votes there at the moment, and perhaps people should join that nomination with their votes. But anyway, the nomination asked for what position we're suggesting her, and it is for Deputy Attorney General of Department of Justice. In the nomination, they were asking where is her biography found, and I put in LinkedIn, and that was correct. Where's her resume or CV found? And I put LinkedIn also, and that was correct. Where are her writing or publications found? And I put Substack, and then what is her website, and it's targetedjustice.com, and email pjustice2@proton.me. Where do you find her videos? And I put YouTube and Rumble, and that's correct. And her social media, I put X, in brackets Twitter, and Cloud Hub. Then it asked policies where the nominator knows that the nominee supports or in which they have expertise. And I put attorneys suing the Department of Justice and the FBI in Targeted Justice v. Garland for placing illegally targeted victims in tiers 3 and 4 within the TSDB, though the FBI Deputy Director admitted victims did not meet criteria as terrorists to be placed in the TSDB. Then it asks for the nominator's thoughts on what would make this nominee a valuable member of a future Trump unity government. And I put she has integrity, is fully knowledgeable about these crimes against humanity, has courage, and will not cease until justice is served for all U.S. victims. So then we have this nomination has 18 votes. The other nomination, Ana Luisa Toledo, has 13 votes. Okay. And there's a third nomination of Ana Toledo with 8 votes. So we have to put them all together and keep voting. Mm-hmm. And I'll send copies of this to Anna, and I suggest then, because I believe that my nomination was the first one to arrive on Sunday the 10th, then we should probably follow that one because we have more votes there than in the other ones. But we should ask people to join the votes, so that they're not split or separated in different nominations.
Okay. Thank you, Liliana. So thank you so much for doing that, and thank you for sharing. And guys, she has just walked you through the form, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do this. So you go on. There was an offer made, really nice, by RFK, asking for anybody to nominate, just regular people. And when do we get that opportunity to be in the presidential cabinet and to work with the administration as we try to bring this targeting program to an end? Not try, as it comes to an end. And so remember that Anna, our David, the only one who stood up, would dare to stand up and pose such a lawsuit against not only the criminals, the government criminals in their official capacity, but also their personal capacity. It takes, say lightly, it takes balls, guys. So she stood courageously in this, and now we have an opportunity. So as Liliana is stating, hers has the most votes, and the name is Ana Toledo Davila, Davila, you already know Anna Toledo, but Davila. So choose that one if possible and vote for Attorney Anna so that we can get someone who really, target herself, who really understands the program, is the best one to represent us to bring this to an end. And she knows about the specifics about what happens to us on a daily basis, how we have to sleep a certain way, how we get up and what we go through. So, that's the push right now. So that's your J.A.M. homework. Let's get it done, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Liliana, for that. And I'm going to move right along because I know there are people in queue. So we want to and we want everybody to get in queue and take these concerns one at a time. All right, so what do we have next? We have, all right, I think that's it. All right, so let's get to some of the questions, and we'll come back to that. All right, let's go, guys.
Hi, Gogi.
Hi, Gogi. Hi, who's that?
Well, this is Anna here, but I don't know if you have somebody else there.
All right, Anna, go ahead. Feel free. And ma'am, you're next. Give me 1 second. Go ahead. Attorney Anna, everybody. Go ahead, please.
Hi. Yes, thank you, Gogi, and thank you. I just got in and I was listening in, and I just want to thank so many people who were really enthused, and they did a lot of nominations. And so what they're going to do at the Kennedy nominations page is that they're going to consolidate them, but look for the one that is the one that is that was announced in the Targeted Justice newsletter today. It's Ana Luisa Toledo with my middle name, Ana Luisa, not my second last name, which is my mom's last name, is Davila. So it's Ana Luisa Toledo. That's the one that has the most votes accumulated, and it ends in 27772, and so because then the other ones will be added there, but just try to make this one the main one. It's discourse.nominees4the people.com/T/Ana-Luisa-Toledo. I wish I could send you the text of it, but actually I can send it to Tranquility right now by email, and so she can put it in the chat.
Hello, Anna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
I just put that in the chat just now.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I was just sending it to you. Because somebody wrote that the Kennedy people wrote back saying that they were going to consolidate the other ones. And thank you, Liliana, and thanks to everybody that had written one. I had, Isidro there, Team Shelley, Liliana, and Lena, and Fury, and other people. So I thank everybody, and just remember, this is not about me. This is about getting the narrative going, the discourse about what's happening to all of us, because nobody seems to want to look this way, but they are saying words, they are saying phrases that indicate that this program will be shut down. And if you're paying attention, you will realize that they are saying critical messages that tend to indicate that we're not going to be left behind. And we just have to make sure that doesn't happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. The signs are there all around the world, and we're so grateful. Thank you so much, Anna. And it's in the chat, and we'll put it on the YouTube page. It'll be everywhere that we can put it. It'll be there so that you can post your vote for Attorney Anna Luisa Toledo. Okay.
Ana Luisa, yes, Ana Luisa Toledo. And I really, look, everybody, we know that the torture has gone up for everybody, has gone up for absolutely everybody. We are aware of that, but let's try to be positive. Let's not, because, just think of it. When you go to a party and there's somebody there being a Debbie Downer, nobody wants to be around them. Nobody wants to talk to them. And right now we need to focus on trying to being not necessarily, just proactive, not moping, not complaining, being proactive. Let's do this. It is about human rights. It is about crimes against humanity. It is about a Havana syndrome epidemic that the government is not seeing. It's coming on, and they're going to have to it's a national health crisis that it's right in our doorstep. Do not, please, when you write to these people, do not make it about yourself. Make it about 300 to 400,000 Americans and around 6 million people around the world. Right now, my recommendation is, number one, we're never going to leave behind the people that are outside of the United States. But you have to emphasize the local people right now, because they are the ones that the politicians have a debt for, to. So, they don't care about somebody in Malaysia, but they do care somebody about in Ohio. So that's why, when you put your foot in the door, and the way you do it is by talking about, the civil and human rights violations happening here in the homeland. And then from there, we move on to the next. But don't, because there's always people thinking, you're not talking about the people in Canada. No, that's not the point. The point is that in order to accomplish goals, you have to, when you go up a ladder, you don't go on to the 10th step, you start in the first one. And this is a crucial moment for us to get the discourse going and to get people appalled at the fact that the United States is torturing not just people here, but also children, pets, and people around the world that have nothing to do with terrorism. But we have to be very smart about it and do it one step at a time. And please don't make it about yourself. Make it about the community. Make it about the community. It'll be more powerful. Your message is going to be much more powerful when you make it about a community of tortured Americans, innocent Americans that just happened to blow the whistle on something and they were punished for it. Okay, thank you, Gogi. Thank you for your work. It's priceless, and thank you for everybody here. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your commentary. All right, there you have it, guys. So, Ana Luisa Toledo. Okay, so look it up and post your vote. Thank you so much, and thank you, Liliana, for the introduction. All right. So I know there are people in line and queue. I did get a message that someone wanted to know about the Air Marshal phone number for me to repeat it. So I'm going to repeat that number, and it is 800-864-6122. That's 800-864-6122. The email address is info@airmarshalnc.com. It's info@airmarshalnc.com. Thank you. All right, guys, and now we're going to take our first caller, our first question, so we don't keep you all up so late. Let's go. There was a woman that was... Hi, Tanya.
No, fine. Then, what's the name of the device that he said to get from Amazon?
Okay, David, that's for you.
Hi there. You're going to type, hi there, it's RTL, so Robert, Tom, Larry, RTL, and then SDR, Sam, David, Robert. So RTL, SDR, V as in Victor, RTL, SDR, V4. You're going to type that into Amazon, and you're going to want the one that has, it comes with a wire and an antenna. It's roughly $40.
Okay. Is that 4, like the number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lady P. All right, next caller. There was a woman that was speaking at the same time Attorney Anna was speaking. Go ahead, please, with your question.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay. I sure didn't because I didn't hear, you were low, and that's not usually you. So, okay, but thank you. All right. Next caller, please.
Hello, area code 314. You're up next.
314, Michigan, Chicago. Where is that? Hello. If you just say hi, we will probably hear you. Okay. We're going to skip 314. Mm-hmm. They've been waiting for a while.
Hello.
Hi, how are you, ma'am?
I'm alive.
All right.
My question was, did he say RTL SDRV4 about to detect the voices?
Yes, it was RTL SDR V4, but you can also use a cheaper method as far as just making recordings and using like WavePad online. There was two methods.
Okay, what are they?
One is basically what you're doing is you're putting a satellite-defined radio on your laptop. That is the RTL SDR V4. And then the other one is just using a recording, the audio from a recording, and using that in WavePad.
WavePad?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can download that on Google? The Play Store?
Yes, and I have video instructions. I don't know how to send them. I can send that to Gogi, actually. I created an online library. It's freely accessible. All the documentation and books that I've collected for targeting, but instructions on everything I'm saying are uploaded there. I can share that.
Okay, that's fine.
If you share that, and anyone who sends an email, I will forward the information that the guest sends, and then you will have his online library. Okay, so the Justice Action meeting at proton.me. Just send me an email, and I'll shoot you over what David sends to me. Okay. All right. Next.
Okay. What was the address?
Oh, sorry. The THE Justice Action Meeting at proton.me.
Justice Action Meeting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the last part?
Proton. PROTON.ME.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. All right. Don't forget, guys, all roads lead to the inauguration. The J.A.M is going to the inauguration on January 20th. We're going to not only celebrate the end of this targeting program, but we're also going to raise awareness. We're going to raise our voices. We're going to make sure that they hear us and don't forget us, because sometimes they only talk about the diplomats. The marshals are talking about high-level conservative politicians when it affects us as well, everyday people. So we want to make sure that they don't look over everyday people. So we're going to give out flyers. We'll have banners, and we're going to spend some time together. So come on down, join us in D.C. Come on down, up, or over, whichever way it is for you. And also on February 6th, don't forget, we'll be out there at the Capitol. Go to your state capitol at the same time as everyone else, and we'll have someone there live streaming as we raise our voices once again while the elected officials, newly elected, and Trump's new cabinet come into begin work. We want to make sure that they hear us. All right. So, next caller, please.
Oh, hi, Gaji. This is, sorry for the background noise. This is Saqib from Atlanta.
Hi, Saqib. How are you?
Hi. I'm good, thank you. I was going to suggest something, but prior to David saying that he's giving you a video, I was going to suggest perhaps we can give people time to download the app he's talking about, I think WavePad or something, and then one day you can give people a head notice who have downloaded the app. He can do a demo. He can say, okay, walk through them, do this setting, and then he can also play captured output that he has already done, the one that he thinks is feasible for sharing, so people can get an idea of what the end result they're looking for. If that was a feasible option, that would be good too. That's all I have to say. I have nothing else to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Saqib. Thank you for your support all the time, and I'm so glad you made it here. And we have that in the works. I'm working on something, guys, so get ready for a different day that we come on and do some of those hands-on things. Some things need to be hands-on. That's the point. All right. Thank you for that, Sakib. All right. Anybody else? I do have another announcement to make. Is it? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Anybody else? Any other questions? Or have we cleared the line? Yeah?
Well, if no one has any questions, I would like to ask, how can we get in touch with David?
Okay, so send me an email, and I'll send you his email. I'll send you whatever information he would like me to share. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. I think there are questions in queue, but someone is not speaking. Is there a messenger there? Messenger?
Hi there.
If you're... Hi. How
Hello.
are you?
Hi. Barbara. Hi there. Barbara from San Diego. I don't have a question, but I have a comment that's very relevant, because listening to Anna recently, she was wondering how to impede the graphene and dental anesthesia and the Neuro technology. And I listened to Healing for the Ages at Brighton University. That was just a few days ago. And they were saying that organic bee pollen impedes the graphene, and it's important where you source it from, because there are unethical beekeepers, believe it or not, that relocate bees, like when almonds are flowering and they relocate the bees and that sort of thing. So one of the speakers has her own website, Jana's All Natural, that sells the bee pollen, and she was one of the speakers. And then also Dr. Anna Malcha recommends EDTA and vitamin C for the graphene.
Yeah. The organic bee pollen, where did you say that get it from? Or did you?
Yeah, she was one of the speakers on there. I believe her name was Jana Schmidt, and her website is Jana, Janas, All Natural. And they do their own beekeeping on her property.
Oh, so beautiful.
She would be a reliable source, but she was saying that the bee pollen works wonders in all kinds of ways. I think she even said people losing their hair and other different things, that it was kind of a miracle worker product. So I just wanted to add that in.
Thank you, Barbara. And, I heard about bee pollen years ago and wasn't sure how it fits in, but you just answered that. Thank you very much. All right.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Next caller, please.
Hi, Gogi. This is Ann from Portland.
Hi,
Ann. I was wondering, when you nominate Anna Toledo, some of those questions I didn't know the answer to, and Liliana, some of them were kind of, I think, like personal or something about her.
Well,
I wasn't sure about the answers, because I want to nominate her, and I wasn't too sure about some of the answers.
Okay, well, a lot of the answers which Liliana shared, like LinkedIn, that her information was on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, okay.
That's
what I didn't get.
Yes, that's the professional information is on LinkedIn. That's important. And her social media is Rumble. Well, it's the Real Targeted Justice, and it's on Rumble. And also there's a YouTube, but I believe Rumble is the best one. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your vote.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Next caller, please.
Hi. I want to give a warning and also let you all know that I also have very strong background in putting forth health initiatives, several of them. And the group that's been targeting me for the past 6 years, as they've been surveilling me, they have been stealing my work, torturing me, defaming me, and they've been endeavoring to develop my work, pass it off as their own, and they seem to be interested in this nomination process that RFK is putting forward for Maha. So I just want to give warning. First of all, I want to let people know about this work that I've done so that if you see anything similar, then you'll know it could be coming from a perp group. So I just want to give a heads up that at least the perp group on me is quite interested in this Make America Healthy Again initiative as they go around doing 24/7 criminality. So just, again, watching out for any false facades of healthy presentations that people might be giving.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that warning. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. And the next caller, please.
Hi, Gaji. This is Diane from Buffalo, New York.
Hi, Diane.
Hi. Okay. I had a question about the state that the guy mentioned where they can be charged for stalking, surveilling you. I didn't get the answer. I don't know what state he was talking about. Do you understand my question?
I understand your question. I'm thinking that it was, I think I made that comment. David, you can correct me, but I think I was talking about Texas, that if they follow you in Texas, they made a bill, I think it's House Bill 2715, that if someone follows you in Texas, you can bring charges against them, and not many states have that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and also about the air marshal, did you say if you've seen I don't know, what did you say about that?
Okay, so the Air Marshal Council, National Council, they're bringing up the fact that their air marshals are being sent to watch high-end political conservatives, or so they, they're going to talk about. They said when it comes out, we're going to be surprised. So we want to write and let them know that they're also, that there's surveillance the American people as well. And it may not be the air marshals, but it's certainly government criminals or supporting what these gang stalkers and other people are doing. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, who puts these drones in the sky at night? Who? I don't know who's in charge of that to drop the drones in the sky.
It would be the FAA. I mean, it's very difficult to get a report in, but you know what? Report, make phone calls, do what you can, and hold your documentation because,
I have it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
This is serious because...
And that's not necessarily for the drones. So I would call 311 in your area and find out who oversees the drones. But FAA certainly for different aircraft, airlines.
Okay, because I find these drones over my daughter's house every night since I've been here, and then at about 4:30 in the morning they come very close, and I'm getting severely burnt, severely gang stalked by whoever. And the thing is I have a very important question. For one thing, I got to get out of this city. I'm being severely gang stalked with the police, fire department, and the mayors or whatever. They just switched mayors because I guess the mayor had did so many things. Somebody crashed all the doors at City Hall, so now they moved him over. But for 17 years since was the mayor, I have been severely gang stalked, severely, and I don't know. It was another question I had, but I'm out walking, and like I said, I can hardly walk. It's freezing here, and the microwave that I have gotten so far on my hands and my feet, it just can't take the cold anymore because they have ate the bone marrow up with my tissues on the inside. And I'm losing so much weight. I don't know. I don't see a lot of these people in other cities that's gang stalk losing weight like this. So they're like burning me to death because they had to have some kind of vengeful thing against me for whatever reason. But I was going to ask, did you know anything about that girl Jennifer that moved with that lady in Florida? How did they get along?
Oh, really? So they, it lasted a while, but it's now come to an end, I believe. Mm-hmm.
Really? Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, I don't think they're together any longer. Yeah, but
okay.
Thank you for asking about that. We still encourage guys to hook up and work together so that they, we can look out for one another. So all the best to you, Diane. It's rough. Where the encouragement is to try to make it to the end. Let's preserve ourselves as much as possible.
Make it to the
and pray for everybody. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. I really do. I pray for everybody. I was on the call last night with 103 people, and the thing is, this is like only 4 people are talking, and I was wondering, like, why are all these people on, but they don't have anything to say, and only 4 people talk. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out because, I just started listening to the conference call about 6 months ago. But what I wanted to ask you was about the situation in New Jersey, but you never gotten back to me.
What situation?
If you remember. You said someone had a house that I could live in or something, and this was about a couple of months ago.
I remember. I remember distinctly. There was you were asking about, you needed a place for you and your son, and somebody was willing to have you come to New Mexico with her until the end of December. But I didn't hear from you. I didn't hear
it was New Mexico.
Yeah. And so that opportunity has
gone.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to have to get out of here the best way I can. But like I said, this is what I wanted to say. Like today at the library, I was trying to bring up the owners of the electric company, and it's a lady and a man. I think the man lives in Europe. But they own National Grid here. Now, I'm coming back home now, the big National Grid truck sitting right in front of the house. And I believe they have a lot to do with burning me because when I got to my daughter's house, there were no lines whatsoever. Now there are lots of electrical lines. I wish I just had the money to leave right now, but I don't. As soon as I get it, I have to get out of here because I know we've got callers. But thanks for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Diane, and all the best. As the attorney said, the torture is up. It's real, okay? But we do the best we can. All right. I know that there were. There's maybe one other question, or I'm not sure, but I want to make sure. I'm thinking that we're going to finally get out at a decent time. Are there any other questions? Did you have a question yourself? You said Tranquility?
I do, and actually the question queue is clear. So I'll be the last question. Yes. I have a question for David. I just want to say, first of all, David, I really enjoyed your interview. And I wanted to ask you, as far as the WavePad app, do you recommend that we use the WavePad app on our phones or on our computers?
Either one. I mean, you can use it on your cell phone. It could be Audacity also, but I just specifically use WavePad. But you can use it on the phone, but it's way better if you just use it on a laptop.
Okay. All right. And then the other question is, are there any videos that you know of on YouTube that show us how to use WavePad and the satellite-defined radio that you recommended?
Not in the fashion that I'm recommending to do it. I was given instructions on how to do this by another targeted individual. I have videos that I have of myself giving instructions on how to do it, but you're not going to find instructions on this.
So is there any way for us to access those videos?
He said he's going to send them to me, and I'm going to send them out.
I'm going to email her. I actually created a library. Once you access it, feel free to take any documentation, especially all the books I was able to find. but I have videos in there of instructions.
Okay. All right. I wasn't aware that there were videos in the library, so my apologies. Thank you very much.
Okay,
and actually, you have a couple more questions since I started talking.
Since you said we only had one, okay, we're going to take these real quick. I do want to announce again, all roads lead to the inauguration. Meet us there January 20th. Send me an email and also register at TI Events for the February 6th. Boots Across America is National Watch Listed Day, when we will stand out in front of the Capitol in your state, so you don't have to travel far. Meet the other people that's in your state and stand out in front of the Capitol and raise your voice. Okay, I think they're ready to listen. They're ready to listen, so let's say something, okay? All right, next caller, please, and we're going to make this quick. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
This is Chris from Idaho. How are you guys? Great call.
Thank you. Hi, Chris. Thank you.
Hi. Yeah, listen, I just have a quick question. I just found another targeted individual in the same town that I'm in, and I'm really serious about, like, we're both getting severely gang-stalked, like, by every kind of person. And I was just wondering if anybody has ever taken a friend with them and gone to, like, the city council meeting and just presented, you know, a 5-minute deal to the city council. And if they have, you know, how did they do it? Has anybody ever been, like, with another person to a city council meeting to express it about the gang stalking?
Okay, since everybody is muted, you put the question out. Someone may get in queue and answer. Thank you for your question. We do have people going to city council meetings about Havana syndrome, about the technology, and about different things. And so far, so good. So wait for the answer, Chris. And thank you for joining the J.A.M.
Okay.
Okay. Next caller, please.
Yes, I'm sorry, but when you was giving me the email for you, is it THE, Justice Action Meeting? At proton.me?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Thank you.
Hi. I don't really have a question. I just want to answer the question that the lady said about the gang stalking. Like, I don't know if she has been on the Targeted Justice website. It said something. This is something I did today about putting lettering at the back of my car and then putting a sign at the front of my house. I actually made a sign. I went to Walmart and I just put a sign at the back of my car that says, "Not a terrorist, just a mom. Stop the fusion centers. Stop the deep state." And I believe a gang stalker behind me, you can see the remorse on her face. It's not going to stop some of them. Some of them actually derive joy from doing that shit. Sorry that I'm cursing. But this woman behind me actually mouthed, "I believe you," 3 times. I wasn't paying attention at first, but she kept, doing her hand. I just saw her from the side of the mirror. She said, "I believe you, I believe you." And she turned around and went back.
Okay.
So most of these gang stalkers have been told that we're criminals and we're terrorists. I confirmed this from my child's school. You will be surprised what a simple sign in the front of your house is going to do, or what the lettering at the back of your car is going to do. It's not going to stop some perverts, but they are genuine, beautiful souls that are being used, thinking that they're doing national duty, to stalk you.
I love it. Thank you so much. That is a great idea, and I absolutely love it, and you're right. And let me say this. Sometimes they won't even assign them to you because they don't want them to know what they're doing.
That's right.
They don't want them to know that you're not a terrorist and, so forth. Sometimes I used to keep a sign with me that said, "Gang stalking is a federal crime." and or just let them know that I know what you're doing.
You're doing. Yes.
Right, little pushback.
It goes a long way. That's why I ordered a shirt from Targeted Justice 2 days ago. It's yet to come. It says, I'm not a terrorist, remove my name from the TSDB. And I intend to wear that when I go volunteer, because there's this group of old women, you can just tell they're there for me when I go volunteer at my child's school. So I know they've told those women that I'm a terrorist. I know I caused a stir at my child's school today when they saw my sign behind, because I know for a fact most of those teachers were told that I'm a criminal or a terrorist. The principal, as a matter of fact, he wouldn't confirm it, but there are some things that I know, and you see when people okay, yeah, this is what is happening. So I'm not even doing a little pushback. I'm going all the way, because at this point I lost my fear. I've been burned. My children have been targeted. My husband's targeted, even though he doesn't want to admit it. I've been burned. I've been sleep deprived. They've done so many stuff to me. So at this point, I know I'm fighting for my life. It's either I push back or I sink under. It's sink or swim. So I made a video for them because I know my phone is like, I told them nobody's running me out of my house. You've tried to bomb me out of it. You've tried to sleep deprive me out of it. You've tried almost everything. Like, it's my time to fight. And from the yard sign, two of the men, because immediately I step out of my house, you can just tell they are around the neighborhood looking. I'm under surveillance 24 hours. I don't care. But I make sure to keep myself covered, because I see that a lot of these men actually watch me shower, watch me have sex with my husband. I'm not trying to go into that, but what I'm trying to say is the yard sign, when one saw it today, it just shook his head, turned around, and left. So a lot of good people have been used, from what I learned just today, even though I already suspected. A lot of good people are being used as gang stalkers.
That's right.
A lot of gang stalkers are not paid. A lot of them are not paid.
Okay. Well, thank you for your comment. It's getting late, so I have to move the question on, but thank you for your commentary. Thank you for what you're doing. Keep it up, and good for you. All right, next caller, and hopefully we're at the end. Yes. That was our last caller. Let's open up to say goodnight, guys. Don't forget to register for February 6th. We want to see you there at the Capitol. And don't forget to join us at the inauguration if you can, by any chance. All right? And don't forget to vote. All right? All right, let's open up. And thank you for being here tonight, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Great call. Right.
Thank you very much. Thanks from Australia.
Good night, everybody. God bless you. God bless you, Stacey.
Good night. Love from Australia. Bye-bye.
Glad you all made it. Bye. Australia in the house, huh? Thank you, everybody, for being here.